we are going to talk about we made those graphs of the slopes, right? We're going to talk about those graphs of the lines. We're gonna talk about the slope of lines. We're also going to talk about constant and variable rates of change. What does constant mean? We talked about this way at the beginning of the year. Constant. It goes on and on and on, and it never changes. It always stays the same. What does variable mean? It could change. It could be different. So, slope. The slope of a line is the measure of its steepness, and it's the ratio of rise to run. We talked about a ratio. So it's rise over run. How far does it go up versus how far does it go over? Okay? Clearly, you guys all know that we were talking about how I'm building a garage. I had to figure out, I had to talk about my, Corbin, I had to design my roof. How far, what is my slope of my roof going to be? Do I want to have a real steep roof that looks like this? Or do you want to have one that's a little bit lower? Okay? And that all determines on how it's going to look. And it's always measured rise to run. The one that I decided to go with my garage is called a 412. That means what? Rise to run. Okay, so what that means is for every 12 inches or 12 feet or 12 miles or whatever it is, for every 12 over, it goes up 4. All right? How far does it rise versus how far does it go over? Rise to run. So it rises 4. So then that's what it looks like. So if you look at this line right here, how far does it go up? This one is, it rises 3 over 2. That's 3 to 2. Now that's a very steep roof. If a line points downward as x increases, its slope is negative. If a line points upward as x increases, its slope is positive. You're going to be asked to determine whether or not a line is negative, a slope is negative, or a slope is positive. I have an easier way to remember. Okay? And it is this. If you're reading it like a book, okay? If you're reading it right to left, I'll show you in the next one. If you're reading it like a book, does this one go up or down as you're going this way? It goes up. If it goes up, it's positive. What? No. Everyone does not. Oh, and then it says find the slope. Then find the slope. Okay? We'll get there. Well, actually, why don't I just do this? If you're reading it like a book, right to left, see this? Does it go up or down? If you're starting from the left and going that way, are you going up or down? You're going down, so that one would be negative. Okay? So if you're reading this one like a book, you're going... Did I say right to left? I meant left to right, like a book. This one goes up, so that one's positive. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to show you, it says, then we need to find the slope. Well, all we got to do is find two intersections, two spots where the line crosses one of these intersections. See? This is an intersection right here. Find where my line crosses. Here, and it crosses here. It actually crosses here and there. It crosses lots of spots. All you got to do is find two of those spots where it crosses. Okay? Then find out how far it goes up. 1, 2, 3, and it goes over 1, 2, 3. So the slope of this is rise over run. So my slope is on this one is my slope on this one is 1. Okay? If you can't reduce it like that, just leave it as it is. You can just call this 3 over 3. Okay? Number 1, positive or negative? Read it like a book, right, left to right. From here over this way. Read it like a book. Is it going up or down? It's going down, so it's a negative slope. Okay? Next, we need to find the slope. So we got to find 2 spots where it crosses. Right there. It's crossing right here. It's crossing right there. 2 intersections. Rise versus run. It goes up 2 because rise is on top. It goes over 3, and we said it was negative, so you put a negative symbol in front of it. Yes. That's what we just did. Find 2 intersections, 2 spots where it crosses. You know, this right here is an intersection. Find 2 spots where that thing crosses. Okay? This crosses here and it crosses there. And then count how many to get from one to the other. How far do you have to go up versus how far do you have to go over? And if you determined it was negative, put a negative symbol in front of it. Yes? Let me ask you this. Is this an intersection? Right here? No, it's not, because it doesn't cross where... It's got to cross right where this blue lines cross. Okay? This is not. This is not. This is. Because it crosses right where those 2 lines would. This is not. This is not. This is not. This is. This is not. This is not. This is not. There would be another one that's down here somewhere that it crosses. Okay? We'll do a couple of these. Rise is 2, run is -3, so the slope is -2 over 3. What? No. Reading it right to left. Positive or negative? Elijah? Does it go up? Does it go down? It's no slope. It is not positive or negative. It doesn't have a slope. Now, this is kind of a trick one. We got to find an intersection. Well, it crosses here, 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 it crosses all over, right? How far does it go up from one to the next? 0. So this slope is 0. This slope is 0. So Okay. Positive or negative? Wilbert? Negative. Is it going up or down? It's going down, so it's negative. So when we find our slope, we know the answer is going to be negative. Okay? Now we have to find, in order to determine the slope, what do we have to find? Elijah. We've got to find two spots where it crosses. This is not one. This is not one. This is not one. This is one right here. Okay? This is one right here. This is not. This is not. This is not. This is not. This is. So you have to find two spots where it crosses. Okay? And once you found the two, figure out how far it goes up from one to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes up 4. And it goes over 1. There's my slope. Does that make sense to you guys? It's getting a little easier? Yes? Okay. You're going to have questions that look like this. Use the slope, -2, 1, and the point 1, -1 to graph the line. So here's what we do. 1, -1 over 1. There you go. You got a dot there. Now you know my slope is -2, 1. So is my line going to look like this, or is it going to look like this? Which one? It's going to look like this one right here. So we know it's going to go that way. Okay? So top number tells us how far to go up or down. Remember, it's rise over run. Up. So we go up. How many? 1, 2. So now I'm here. Now, when we found out it was positive or negative, that's going to determine whether or not we go this way or this way. Which way should I go in order to get the line to slant that way? Got to go left. And we know it's 1. So it's right there. Then you draw the line. Cool? Cody, you with me? Awesome. There's my dot, -1, -1. We know that the line is going to go like that, right? So we go 1, up 1, over, we want to go to the right 2. Last thing I want to show you is rate of change, or change. Pretty obvious. Gracie, determine whether or not, which graph is one that's constant and which one's the one that changes. Yeah, A would be the one that changes. B is the one that's constant. That one's like, oh, I thought that was going to be hard. Which one's constant and which one changes? Caden? A is changing, B is constant. Okay. Question says, is it constant or variable? Is it constant or variable? Constant, and then it says, then find how fast the butterfly is traveling. What do we usually measure? How do we usually measure speed? Miles per hour. Okay, well, then I would figure out where 1 hour is, which is right here, and figure out how far it travels in 1 hour. Read the graph. What? Huh? Well, if it's constant, you could go by the second one. You could go from 1 to 2. So from here to here, how far does it go from here? It's going from 20 to 40, which is still 20 miles an hour. So you could do that. I have a worksheet for you for your homework. So